Bienvenidos, Ushamdi, and welcome to this Hut8 tutorial on how to tip with Stellar Lumens on Reddit. Now, you may have seen my other video where I talked about how to tip with Stellar Lumens using Twitter, and the syntax is going to be a little bit different, but the steps essentially are the same. I'd also like to thank Undaratunda on Reddit, who recommended that I go ahead and put the QR code up on my initial slide so that if individuals had their phone and wanted to tip with lumens, they could use their phone to do that. So I've put my QR code there on both sides of the lumen tip jar. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what's going to be required. Well, the first question that I always get asked is, how do you get stellar lumens? And hopefully it's going to be a lot easier as time goes on, but as of right now, the typical method would be that you would get it from you would buy either one of the big three, so Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, and you would pick those up off of one of the major exchanges. And I've got Coinbase here. Again, a lot of people are familiar with Coinbase, and it's very, very easy, very low bar technically to figure things out. And then what you would want to do is transfer your Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum onto one of the smaller exchanges where they trade Stellar Lumens. And you can see here we have a pairing with Stellar Lumens and Bitcoin. So whatever you transferred in, you would convert that to Bitcoin, unless it was Bitcoin that you transferred in, and then you would go ahead and you would purchase your Stellar Lumens. And then from within your sort of alt exchange account, and like an alternate exchange, one of the smaller exchanges, you would then go ahead and transfer it into a wallet. Now, there are many, many wallets out there. And in fact, if you look at stellar.org, they give you multiple recommendations. I personally like the Lobster wallet. So just lobstr.co. I find it super, super easy to use and updates really, really quick. And so that would be the process to get some lumens. Now, obviously, the other way that you could get stellar lumens would be to receive tips on Reddit. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. So let me go ahead. I'm going to step over here. There's the Luminance. So Luminance.com has a nice little guide that sort of walks you through how to go ahead and do the tipping on Reddit. Well, the first thing that we're going to want to do, right, is we're going to want to make a deposit. So here's how that's going to happen. If I come over to my inbox and I'll show you how to get this, right, you're going to end up receiving this message from the Stellar tip bot. And it's got the different commands that it supports: deposit, withdraw, balance, help, donate, and about Stellar. If I was to click on help, I would open up a new window. I've actually kicked open a new tab here, and it sort of shows you a step-by-step guide. So let's walk through and do this. So I'm going to grab the deposit address right here. Now, what's very important to understand with Stellar Lumens, unlike some of the other cryptocurrencies that are out there, is that when you're moving it around, there's this memo field. And you want to make sure that when you're making your deposit to Reddit, and what you can do is think of the Reddit deposit that you're going to be making as you're kind of putting it in a little vault that's kept on Reddit, and maybe even a safety deposit box. And so, you've got a vault, and inside that vault, there's hundreds of safety deposit boxes, and one of them is yours. And this is sort of the key to your safety deposit box, to make sure that your deposit reaches your safety deposit box and doesn't get lost or end up in somebody else's. And so we're going to include the memo when we do our send. So let's come over to our wallet, right? So we're assuming at this point that you bought one of the big three cryptocurrencies. Maybe you picked up lumens on an alt exchange, and now you've placed those into your wallet. So here we are. So let me make sure I copied that address. So let's go ahead and copy the deposit address. We'll come back to our wallet, and I'm going to move in. Whoops, and that is not what I wanted right there. Sorry, wrong field. I want to put it right there. So there is the wallet address to which I'm going to deposit, right? Now remember, this is sort of, think of it as like a vault, and it's got thousands or hundreds of thousands of little safety deposit boxes in it. So we're going to put 5 XLM, right? And the currency is locked in there, in the memo. This is the key. So I say Reddit / and then my Reddit username. And this is what differentiates me from all of the other users on Reddit who may be sending and receiving Stellar Lumens. And again, typically sending to this address, but this is what differentiates me from other users. So now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click send, and let's watch how quickly Stellar Lumens moves the lumens from my Lobster wallet, and they're going to show up over in my Reddit account. So I click sending, it goes, I'm going to move over here as quick as I can, and what we should see is right here, and I may need to refresh, but what we should see is we should have a new mail. And actually, if I come back over to my inbox, we'll have a new mail here in just a couple seconds. And let me make this a little bit larger, a little easier to look at. So let me refresh, and let's see if we've got that mail. Well, actually, we didn't get the mail, but as soon as I refresh, take a look. So from the Stellar bot sent just now, 5 XLM have been successfully deposited into my account. So in other words, I ran a test here with 1 XLM, and the 5 XLM has also made it into sort of my safety deposit box in the Reddit Stellar bot vault, right? So now, if I wanted to check my balance, I could just as easily click on this balance link right here and see what my balance is. So let's do that. Let's click on the balance link. And here's the format that you would put in if I wanted to send a private message and didn't want to click on that link. So let's go ahead and click send. Now it says your message has been delivered. I'm going to back up one screen here, and we've sent the message in. Let's come to messages, where I should receive a message from the Stellar bot telling me this was sent just now and my current balance is 6 Stellar Lumens tokens. Right? So what have we covered so far? We talked about how to get Stellar Lumens. We talked about the wallet, and you want to make sure never keep your lumens on an exchange. Don't let them sit on an exchange. Keep them in your wallet. That way you have access to them. If the exchange goes down, then you could lose access to your lumens. So Lobster's the wallet I use. Again, lots of choices out there. Pick one that you like. And again, don't keep them on an exchange. So we deposited some lumens. So now I have a total of 6. We looked at how you check your balance. And again, if I wanted to send a private message, you would send it to stellar_bot with the subject of balance and tell me my balance, right? And I would click send. So that's how you would do it manually if you didn't have the help link open. Very, very straightforward. So if I was to step back here and take a look at messages, and did I send it to the wrong STELLR? Tell me my balance. And the balance is the same. And let's see if we have a new message that's going to come in here. Tell me my balance. Just checking to make sure I had the format correct. And I may have had something wrong with my format, or it may be that the balance, again, hasn't changed. It should give me the balance back. And let's click on balance and let's see what I had a lowercase b. Maybe that was the problem. I think I had that correct. But again, if I click send, and again, we'll step back, what I should see is something that's going to come back and tell me what my balance is. All right, so there's the balance right there. So now that I've made my deposit, right, I'm ready to tip, or maybe I've received some tips and I'm going to go ahead and tip back out. So we know that we've got 6 XLM to work with. So here's what we're going to do. All right, so I'm actually going to come into the Stellar subreddit here on Reddit, and I'm going to go ahead and tip out some Stellar Lumens. So let's take a look at this first conversation here. It says Stellar on CryptoMate fiat to Stellar exchange. So again, cryptomate.co.uk. So here's another way that you could apparently use simply fiat or cash in order to acquire some lumens. Maybe easier than a Coinbase to alt exchange type activity. Now, let's take a look and see if anybody has tipped him yet. So that's great news, right? So the folks over in Britain, this will make it a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop a comment in here. We're going to say +++2 XLM. And we'll say fantastic news across the pond. So I've tipped 2 Stellar Lumens. Let me go ahead and click save. Right? So you can see +++2 XLM. And now let's go ahead and let's check and see back with our messages over here. We'll go to our messages and take a look, right? So you tipped 2XLM to JH Crypto 17, right? And so that's how you tip. It's that easy. So if I wanted to check my balance again, I would click on balance, click send. The balance is going to be sent to me. I would just come back over to my messages, or I could have clicked up here under inbox. And my current balance is now 4XLM. All right, so the last thing that we want to do, well, actually not the last thing we want to do, but one of the things we're going to do is we're going to donate, right? So I'm going to donate 5 Stellar Lumens. So if I was to pull up, whoops, message comments, right? If I was to pull this up right here, you can see that this is the individual, the creator of the bot, and they have their address down here. And I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. Give me 2 seconds here. A message just came in. Okay, I think I already read the message in another window. So what we want to do is we want to go to our inbox, and we're going to come to donate. So I'm going to click on donate, and you can see that I've got this listed down here, but we're going to do it this way. So I'm going to grab the address, and just like I deposited the Stellar Lumens, right? If it wasn't for this individual creating the XLM tip bot here on Reddit, we wouldn't have the ability to do this. And as content creators, you wouldn't have the ability to receive Stellar Lumens for your work from individuals on Reddit. Now, ultimately, there are other ways to get the lumens, right? It may be on Twitter, if you had your QR code up there like I do. However, a lot of work probably went into this, so let's reward that work. So I'm going to grab this. We're going to say copy. I'm going to come up to Lobster here, and we're going to close that down, and we are going to send another payment, right? So we're going to paste, and we're going to send 5 Stellar Lumens. I'm not going to put a memo because a memo is probably not going to be required here. So we're going to go ahead and send it in. And we'll give it a second, and we should receive back payment sent, right? It's that easy from the Lobster wallet to send and receive payments. And again, there's my little receive Lumen address. So I just simply used the code right here instead of the QR image. And we've gone ahead and we've donated 5 XLM to this individual for the work that they've done. Now, this will be the last thing that we do, right? So we've kind of gone full circle here. We talked about how to get XLM. We talked about, Coinbase, Alt Exchange. We talked about a wallet where you can keep your lumens safe. We talked about depositing here so that you can do tipping. We talked about checking the balance. We actually tipped somebody that put information up about what's going on over in the UK. We donated to the creator because, again, without their work, this wouldn't be possible, at least on Reddit with the tip bot. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to withdraw the remaining balance here. And I'll just pull 2 out, right? And you can see they've got this nice little withdraw. I mean, it's so laid out. It's very, very well organized. And on Twitter, very much the same, very, very straightforward. So I'm going to click withdraw, and you can see to the Stellar bot, the subject is withdraw. And so amount of XML, and then the address here. So the amount of XML, I'm going to pull 2 because I'm going to keep a couple for tipping, and then the address. And that would simply be my wallet, right? So my Lobster wallet, and I'm going to grab that address right there. We're going to go copy, come back here, and we're going to paste that address in. I didn't want it there, I wanted it there. So we're going to paste the address in, and I'm going to click send, right? Now we'll come back to the inbox. I'll be curious to see if we get a notification that there was a withdrawal. Let's see if we get something like that. Let's refresh. Absolutely fantastic. Take a look at that, right? So it even lets me know, hey, 2 XLM were just sent and they're going to this account, right? So what I can do now is say, okay, well, let me double check here. Let's see what my balance is, right? Real quickly, go to my inbox. I should see something come back in for my balance, which should drop to 2 XLM. Let me click on this. And there we go. So my current balance is 2. Okay, great. In fact, on my iPhone, which is in front of me here, I just received the notification that the 2 Stellar Lumens just showed up. And let's see, take a look at the history here. And there they are, 2 XLM right there, right? Absolutely fantastic. All right, so this is going to wrap up. And actually, one quick comment before we wrap up, just as important. So if you have your lumens in a wallet, you may want to take a look into how you can join an inflation pool. And think of it as like staking your lumens. So every week on Monday, I receive free lumens to my Lobster wallet because I'm part of the Luminancecom inflation pool. And again, here's more information here, or you could Google Luminancecom inflation pool, how to join. But I highly, highly recommend it. There are a lot of tutorials out there that will walk you through step by step. It's very simple to do. And again, every Monday, I end up with about 0.6 lumens for free, right? It's that simple. Okay, so that is going to wrap up our tutorial on how you would tip Stellar Lumens using Reddit. And we're using the XLM tip bot, probably the same individual that created it, over on Twitter. All right, well, hopefully this has clarified things for you and given you some ideas maybe as a content creator as to how you can increase monetization of your content. Or maybe you're just somebody that wants to tip out on Reddit. Here's how you would go about doing it. All right, well, good luck. I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.